So here we are, nearing the end of a very long road. She's not finished yet, a few bits to go, but I thought I'd make a video before the winter kicks in. I've got a few jobs left to do on it. I think I need to increase the spring rate in the safety valves as they blow off at the right time, but they don't quite close again without a tap on the valve stem. So yeah, I'm thinking a stronger spring may relieve that issue. What else have I got to do? I have found that the injector is only working up to 135 psi. I think it's something to do with the steam cone, but working down in there while the engine is in steam is an absolute nightmare. So I've gone down the rabbit hole of creating a test boiler rig. This is just something, you know, I've made it completely off my own back. As you can see, it's pressure tested today, up to 500 psi. I'll put a photo up of that. I didn't make a video of this because I just wanted to get it done, but in effect it's cross tubes all the way. There's about 5 meters of tube crossing all the way down inside the boiler, and it'll be gas fired. So I've been working on a gas burner for that. This engine is actually one I made at college. It's my first ever steam engine actually. As you can see, it's just a single with Walschaerts valve gear. Runs really nicely on air, so what I'm going to do is use this, because it's never actually been on steam. I've never actually had a boiler that will steam it, but I'm sure this will. I'm actually going to use this as the water pump, put water in the boiler, and then I'll be using this as the injector test rig. So this will be on this side, on this side, putting water into the clack valve here. This is a drain out plug or blow off plug, whatever you want to call it. I've got water gauge I'll be making, manifold. I've got the pressure gauge here. It's going to come down, and I've put 2 pins stainless steel silver soldered in for the pressure gauge holder, which will be here. I've got 4 outlets for different things. One will be used for the back pressure on the injector test rig, as you'll see. One will be for the injector test, and then I've got one for the steam engine, and then I've got 1 spare for something if I ever want something in the future to come off there. Yeah, it's bloody ridiculous in the winter how quickly stuff rusts. Like, I mean, it's not rust, but it's got a certain patina of corrosion on the flywheel instantly. Maybe I'll put some oil on that, some WD-40 or something. So yeah, injector, safety valves. What else? As you can see, the tyres, I think, come out really, really nice. Straight design onto the rims there. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I've got to put cable on the winch, although it's probably unlikely to be used in anger. I may make a floor, like a duck board for the floor in there, but it's pretty much looking good at the moment. So yeah, after winter, well, hopefully after winter I'll have a trailer built, which I'll try and make a few videos on. I've actually bought these were really cheap from RDG 8-inch flywheels, but they're going to be the wheels for my trailer, because I think they'll just look good, keeping in the style. I've got rubber left over for the tyres, so that'll be going on these. But yeah, overall, as a first traction engine and the Plasto design, I wouldn't recommend a Plasto design to anybody, to be quite honest. I think there's a hell of a lot of stuff on it that's overcomplicated, not designed particularly well. Stuff didn't line up. For instance, the eccentric rods. So this distance between here and here was actually wrong on the drawings. There's no, when I was machining the cylinder, there's no actual measurements for the angle. As you can see, the valve rods are on an angle that all have to meet at the centre of the crankshaft, that angle wasn't specified. I know it was kind of a trigonometry thing, but little details like that on a drawing really make a lot of difference, I think. I don't think the eccentrics are supposed to be this close. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a gap on larger engines. Maybe someone can tell me differently, but yeah, there's definitely not a lot of room for play in the eccentrics in this setup. What else was wrong? Goodness me. There was no proper drawing of the water lifter. So on one video I actually kind of designed that, and it does work well. The cylinder, the entire, and this is an admission, the entire cylinder bores are actually offset in the cylinder block. As you can see, there's more meat on the low pressure side than the high pressure. And on the front, you can actually, well, you can't, but these are actually machined offset. They match the crankshaft perfectly, but it meant that the entire casting was off, so I don't know whether they'd put the cores in the wrong place or the drawings were wrong, but I managed to make it work anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of things on it that don't really line up. A lot of fettling. I wonder if Plastow ever actually built one of them, or whether he just designed it off the top of his head. But you know, I've kind of learned from LBSCs when I built Titch in 5-inch gauge. That was a lot of things wrong on that. So you know, maybe designers back in the day were just building things in a rush or designing things in a rush. Don't really know. I'd have loved to have been able to talk to the guy and ask, you know, did he ever actually build one? You know, and if he did, how come when I build it, it's a lot of things are wrong. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, lots of things didn't work. You get airlocks badly in the water pumps. As you can see, I've made a bleed-off valve. That idea was given to me by one of you lot out there. Said his dad's traction engine, his Fowler, used to have a bleed-off valve that he used to spray kids with at the fairs. So yeah, that gave me the idea for that, and it actually works really well. At the start of steaming, yeah, I just give it a bleed off, and it seems to stay bled for the rest of the running then. But obviously, the water will drain down into the tank, and then yeah, you've got a big airlock. It causes a lot of water hammering. If I'd, you know, had money at the time, I probably would have bought some bigger copper pipe, but this works perfectly fine. Coal, absolute nightmare to get hold of. My friends have actually given me this. This is from a friend. He moved in a house and it had a coal bunker outside, believe it or not, still with coal in it. I think it's old railway coal, because some of the lumps were absolutely the size of your head, which in a coal bunker didn't really make sense to me. So I think they've got it from an old railway or something, and it's sat in there for the next 50 or so years, because the fireplace had been blocked up years ago in their house. So yeah, I don't think I'll be using the governor at the moment, purely because when you look down the line of the flywheel, if I wanted to put a belt on it, I'd kind of have to come from this angle, I suppose, so that it clears the water inlet there, the injector water inlet. There's not a whole lot of room really for a belt on it, which, you know, at this kind of height, maybe a threshing machine or something it would work, but it is a road engine, so probably wouldn't have been used for much agricultural machinery. But yeah, it's always something I can make in the future, a governor. I may even use this little engine to make the governor and make it work, and then maybe place it on. There's just, I think, enough room to get the shaft through. But we will see. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to steaming it next year, to be honest. I'm going to leave it now for the winter and do all these jobs, you know, touch up paint and things which have got scratched in the building. Another thing I'll say is never use Hammerite. It is the worst bloody paint I can imagine. I love the colour, and that's why I carried on with it. But it wasn't until it was too late that I realised it's just crap. Like it doesn't seem to set for ages. It stays kind of, I don't know. I can literally pick that off with my nail, but when I do, it's still kind of soft, even though that's been on there for probably a year now. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's a colour difference between unheated and heated Hammerite. Maybe in the distant future I will repaint, probably with something, maybe a more, what they call a heritage enamel, maybe from Craftmaster or something. I should have probably gone with them in the first place, but there we are. You learn these things. When I first sprayed the flywheel and that, I mean, it's actually a really nice finish, I think, on the flywheel, but I doubt that it's very good. You know, I think it could easily be scratched, and to be honest, if I put my nail on it, it still feels, about 10 years later, not 10 years, but 6 years later, it still feels slightly soft. I don't know why. But yeah, those are my current thoughts on the Plasto engine. I'll probably do another video once I've got the injector up and running, of it actually out and about, maybe with me in a trailer, who knows. But yeah, thanks for all you guys' support and ideas and stuff over the years. There's some more bits to come, so yeah, stay tuned for the next project.